We are back in the edition of the McCapstick podcast, and it doesn't feel like a Tuesday to me yet.
No, it doesn't. 5 o'clock ran by is normally when you get the text message like, "Oh, any minute now, whenever you're ready," and that went by, and I'm just like, "Oh man, this guy." I mean, the one time I planned my dinner at the right time, I started it so it could be done by 6:30, perfect amount of time, so that when we were done, I can have my dinner and be ready. So I planned it, and it did get done early, so I was able to pull it out. So that's not a problem. But I had it situated this time. So and then we just running a little bit later than normal, which is fine. I mean, I'm super busy as you can see. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, you did tell me to do something else, but yeah, I had my dinner. I didn't have dinner as early as I wanted to, and then
I love.
didn't have this jersey. I had my new TJ Oshie jersey on, but something happened. I got grease on it, so I had to just hurry up and take that off. Put Dawn on it, just get the grease out. But I'm disappointed in myself. I'm ashamed of myself, really. But yeah, we're back. Another edition of the McCapstick podcast here, and what do we have on the docket here? Where we start out with? Oh yeah, there goes my headset. Kyler Murray. He gets his bag. I thought it was 5 years. I'll have to look here in a second. It was $240 million. He's getting $46.1 million a year.
Contract.
For Arizona.
Kyler Murray, $239 million contract. Let's see. Does it say how long? But it talks about his film study he has to do. His 4 hour of homework that he has to do. Which I thought was interesting. Let's see, right here. It says, according to the contract, Murray will need to study materials provided to him by the club in order to prepare for the club's next upcoming game. Murray will receive credit for accomplishing his film study. According to the contract, I believe it says 4 hours per week during the season. This is homework he has to do, which is kind of funny. It's only 4 hours. I don't think it's that much, actually. I think for an NFL quarterback, only doing 4 hours of film study a week for an opponent. However, that's my opinion.
So, ESPN says it's 28, so 6-year deal. The Cardinals could pick up us for that club option. I mean, now he's handcuffed. He has to do this now. But should we call this a Jamarcus Russell rule? Because that's why I want to say that's why this is a fact. Because you had a guy who didn't watch the tapes, and they caught him on it because they sent him blank tapes.
Yeah, and is this part of the problem for the Cardinals when it comes to the second half of the year? Is he a player that doesn't do the film, so therefore they're getting exposed at the end of the year with defenses covering up and taking advantage of what the offense does, because your offense can be figured out, and if you can't work around and figure out what the defense is doing and hiding schemes and whatnot, you can easily have that issue, especially if it's happening in the second half of the year, the last 2 years. Maybe that's something that he's not doing as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, and it was funny. One of the that on Twitter that I saw was under in his new contract, Kyler Murray must go to bed by 9:30 p.m. on weeknights. So we're just going to treat like a toddler now. Yeah. But yeah, it was just great. What?
Maybe he needs that, but I think there's more impressive news. I think, honestly. So before this Kyler Murray character in Arizona, there was this other rookie first round draft pick, Josh Rosen, who basically got booted to the curb and has bounced around on practice squads and now got signed by the Cleveland Browns. I like that.
Before we continue, my segue. That's pretty good. That's good.
I like this.
Chosen Rosen. 9 mistakes ahead of me, one of those including Baker Mayfield, has signed with the Cleveland Browns.
And look who's on the Browns now. Not Baker, it's Josh. And I like this. I think Josh
Hold on. Let's throw the wrong Josh. Let's throw that in there too. The wrong Josh.
I remember sitting there draft night. I was at a friend's house. Oh, name drops. I don't really care. Greg's house. We were watching the draft that night, and they were people there that was upset about the pick, and they wanted Josh Rosen. And to be honest, I'm not a college football watcher, so I didn't know who. I just knew the moves that they were making, trading up, trading back. I knew something was happening. I just didn't know what. So we got Josh, and other people were disappointed that we didn't get the other Josh. However, I saw this thing where if Josh Allen got drafted in another place, he could have been a Sam Darnold. He could have been a Josh Rosen. I think the situation that the Bills put Josh Allen in was the only place where he could be actually successful. And unfortunately for Josh Rosen, he was drafted to Arizona, who did not make him successful. And that could go same with Sam Darnold. I think those 3 careers went on totally different projections. And maybe this is a possibility for Josh. I mean, he's only going to be able to start for a couple weeks. Even if he wins the job, he might not even win the job. I mean, Deshaun Watson is coming back, and it looks like it's going to be a lesser suspension than we all initially thought. So it could be 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and that might be what we have for Josh Rosen. And I hope for his sake he can stay in the NFL because he had a rough start to his career and kind of unfair. He wasn't really given a chance, and he wasn't really given weapons to be successful. When Kyler came in, they went and got D-Hop. Like DeAndre Hopkins. Like, that's crazy. So I'm hoping that this is something that a good O-line, you have Amari Cooper, you have a good running back, and a good defense. Maybe this is something that Josh could actually be successful on. I'm hoping for his sake and for the NFL's sake. We need someone like that to do well. Like, he's comparable right now to Nathan Peterman. And as much as I love the GOAT, Nathan Peterman, we all know how his career ultimately ended in the NFL. But no, I think this is good for Josh Rosen. And I think it's one of the most exciting news that's come out of the sports. Besides one thing that's came out in the sports news last week, I think that's the most exciting.
Yeah, I was on that. I wanted Josh Rosen. We got the wrong Josh train back in 2018, and I'll be the first one. I was wrong. I think Josh Allen has embraced Buffalo. He's premier passers in the NFL. I mean, I don't know how the hell he's rushing the way he is, but Josh Rosen doesn't give him a chance. He didn't start till week. He didn't get it. He didn't get a play in 4 of his rookie year. He didn't play well because who did they have? They had an aging David Johnson who wasn't him how he was a prime back. He had an aging like Fitzgerald who
was out of his prime.
Let's be honest. He way out of his prime. Like after the divisional round where the Cardinals played the Packers, you can argue that Fitzgerald didn't do much. Really,
the Cardinals still don't have a good O-line.
Christian. They have Rodney Hudson's who they have, not D. Jeffries. Rodney Hudson's like their only good guy, really.
And then imagine how bad it was years ago when they had Josh Rosen.
Well, we can go back and Madden 18 and look, or Madden.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell it is, but But I mean, yeah, Rosen had no help, and the unfortunate part is when who the coach was at the time. But Cliff Kingsbury replaced who the coach was, and Kingsbury's like, yeah, we're changing the whole off. We're going to change the offense. We're going to go out and do this. And Rosen was the unfortunate soul who lost his job to Kyler Murray. And you know how much I follow the Cardinals because of Larry Fitzgerald, so I kind of have some semblance of what happened here. And so, like, Rosen was the odd man out. He gets traded to Miami, and what happens there? Miami drafts Tua, so there's no shot for Josh there. He goes to San Francisco. San Francisco drafts Lance. There's no job for Rosen there. He goes to Atlanta. Atlanta drafts. Was it Desmond Ritter?
Yes,
Desmond Ritter. Rosen has nothing there. It's happened every year. At some point, you have to feel bad for the guy. I honestly, Rosen. I like in my head after I saw he signed with the Browns. I was like, I hope he goes and balls the first 8 or however many he plays for Deshaun Watson, and then when Watson comes back, he just plays like absolute garbage. That way, when you go in the next year, like, okay, who do we start? Do we start a guy who went and balled out, or do we start a guy who played like trash?
I hope he balls out, but I don't want him to win any games, though. I want him to play really well, but I want them to lose every single game because I'm still upset with the franchise in general. I want Josh Rosen to be successful, but I don't want the Browns to be. I know.
I'm okay with them being. I think in those first 8 games they play Miami and New York. Those are the only 2 games I'm okay with them beating because it helps us in the division. But
that makes sense.
Week 1 they have to lose. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Baker needs to go out and show the Browns. Yeah, you dicked me out. There's 12 minutes. You went out and screwed me over. I'm just gonna do what I did to Kansas all over you guys.
Yep. No, absolutely. I agree completely.
But yeah, Josh, go out and stuff there, King.
Absolutely.
And now here's your fantasy question.
Okay, so my fantasy time, real fast. So let me go through a little predicament with you. So I drafted a dynasty league. It just started this past year. I have 4 very, very good starting running backs. I have Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, David Montgomery, and Miles Sanders. Those 4 running backs would start on any other team in my league. Literally any other team. I have by far the 4 most stacked running backs. My question comes into, I have a other team who is interested in Miles Sanders and or David Montgomery. And he just recently, within the past 20 minutes of us having our conversation via text, he put Cooper Kupp on the trade block. I believe I have a very, very strong roster that is missing a elite number 1 receiver. My number 1 receiver currently is Mike Evans. I do have Mike Williams and Sorry,
Evans is a wide receiver 1 on Tampa Bay, and
Evans
is wide receiver 1 on Tampa Bay. And with Chris Godwin, we don't know how long he's going to be out, and someone who has both Mike Evans and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on on his dynasty team. Yeah, I was in name drop. That's, I mean, you gotta start Mike Evans, obviously. But continue with what you're saying. Sorry.
So my 3rd wide receiver is Christian Watson, the rookie from the Packers. I think he could be really good. He could easily be my flex position halfway through the season. However, if there's a possibility that I can trade away Miles Sanders or David Montgomery for Cooper Kupp, what's the price tag? Is that a 1st-round pick? And is it worth it? A Miles Sanders and a 1st round for Cooper Kupp.
So in a dynasty league, and this could vary because there's a lot of things that your league can do different than my league and whatnot. So a dynasty league, the team you drafted now is going to be on your team going forward, like until they retire or you release them or whatnot. So those draft picks, and we have, I think ours is 5 for free agency and from people who are still free agents after last year, any new player in the league and whatnot. So I mean, a first round pick is valued different than a first round pick in my league where you're in it. So I mean, I would look into that because I mean,
you're not going to get a better player than Cooper Kupp. You're not going to get a better player than Cooper Kupp. Not wide receivers.
Your position, no, and like you might get lucky in the draft and draft a player who's really good in the draft. But I mean, what's the odds of that happening?
That's true. And I can't play all 4 of my running backs. I will be able to play Cooper Kupp every week.
I mean, you might want just for like a bye week or something, but
absolutely. I'll still have Montgomery, and then I do have I have those three solid starting receivers, starting running back slot receivers. That's something definitely that I'm going to look into and do absolutely. I know you're really big on me getting rid of Miles Sanders. However, I think I'm more interested in maybe David Montgomery. Horrible offensive line.
Yeah, I'm looking at my team now. I might have screwed myself at running backs.
I don't know when I'd rather.
But Derek,
that was my quick question.
Oh, I have James Robinson. Well, James Robinson's going to be behind fucking.
Oh, I heard that he's gonna be ready for week 1 now.
He's not going to be on PUP, but he's going to be on TTN. So, I mean, behind Derrick Henry and DeAndre Swift, I'm screwed because Melvin Gordon's got a lot of touches to Javonte Williams. Raheem Mostert's in a crowded backfield in Miami now. Matt Breida is in New York with the Giants, and the only way he's going to get touches is if Barkley gets hurt again, which could happen. And then James Robinson, who knows what's going to happen with him.
So if you were me, Cooper, Treylon Burks, or Garrett Wilson, do you still take Cooper Kupp?
Yeah. I mean, Treylon Burks, are you taking him off another team, or are you just picking him up?
No, this would be instead of Cooper Kupp making that trade.
If you're going after Treylon Burks or Garrett Wilson, you're not giving up a first-round pick. Or you expect another pick if you're giving up Miles Sanders for one of them.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so it would be Cooper Kupp then. It would be Cooper Kupp. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll have to think about which one I'd value more. I definitely like Miles Sanders more as a player. However, fantasy-wise, I'm thinking it's I'm thinking that it's that. I do have to make sure that it is half PPR. Yeah. I don't know how to change that, but whatever. Yeah, so that's what I got. And I believe you have your Yankees update starting now. Who are, by the way, absolutely destroying every team in the AL.
Not really. They've a little bit of a cold streak since the end of the 5-5 in their last 10, so they're not as hot as what they were. They dropped both games to the Astros, which is going to hurt them come playoffs because now everyone's like, "Oh, can the Yankees come October?" And now. I mean, we just have to hope that everything goes right. But yeah, hopefully something happens where they go out and get Juan Soto because that would be absolutely perfect for them.
I saw something about that. The trade deadline's coming up, right?
August 2nd.
August 2nd.
A lot.
So soon.
There are a lot of players looking at the teams they're on now, and they are like wondering if this it. Is this going to be the final time?
August 2nd is next Tuesday. So maybe we'll have stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because if the trade deadline ends at 4, we'll be on at 6 or whatever. Hopefully. Yeah, we kind of mistimed it today, but yeah. So, I forgot that I had this one in here. So, Kevin doesn't know about this. He didn't watch this. I found out from watching SportsCenter at 3:00 in the morning. But so I think his name's Patrick Bimber. Is what his real name is. He goes by Patty the Batty.
Okay.
But after he won on Saturday, he teabagged guy, which I thought that was hilarious.
Yes, I saw this.
Yeah, he teabagged the guy, his opponent, and then after the match, he's told the story of how the Friday before he was supposed to fight, 4 a.m, he got a text saying how one of his friends took his life. And then for a minute straight, he went on and saying that we need to end the stigma of men not talking. We need to help men not kill themselves. And I thought, damn, that's pretty huge of him to do this now. Like immediately after winning a fight like this, he's talking like, I mean, Patty, go out. I hope he goes out and wins the title now. He turned me into a fan with that, and then there's another interview I watched that was on BT Sport where like he was talking with the interviewer about a lot of things, and like it started making me tear up a little bit, and it's just incredible just watching that, and even the interview is like, I credit to the interviewer too because he's like, hey, take your time. I know you lost a friend. Take your time. We'll see you back in the Octagon when you get back. And Patty's like, yeah, I'll be back in December. I'll be back before the end of the year. And it's just, and they ended it with a hug, which I thought that was great. That Patty definitely needed it, but I've said it already. But Patty, go win that fucking title, man. Go get it.
I do turn it on a little bit every now and then. UFC boxing, just it's interesting to see the difference and just to see something, especially on a board Saturday night when there's really nothing going on. Just to turn on a fight, it's entertaining and fun. Even though I really don't know that much is going on, I still watch it. It's fun. Not as much fun as Triple H taking over WWE. That's a little crazy due to old Vincey boy retiring, which I find interesting. I never thought I would see the day that Vince would willingly retire under his own 2 feet. I kind of figured that he would be dead or forced out or he would have sold the company. Not him willing to walk out the door and say, yeah, you know what, I'm done. I think there's other circumstances that made that decision a little bit easier for him. However, he still made that decision himself. So what direction does the WWE go to? now? Like, is this the move that WWE needed to turn around their product? I hope so.
So
I hope so.
I'm gonna start this off my little thing here. I saw a TikTok last night where Vince was standing in the ring saying, "Come on out here, you rapist!" And then, sure enough, it's no chance. That's what you got. It's just him walking to the ring, which I started laughing. I started laughing so hard when I saw that. But yeah, he knows there's a bigger poop storm coming that he's not going to be able to divert or whatever you want to say for that. He knows it's coming, and so bow out now and try to save face. But on the flip side to that, AEW fans, I think you might have seen this.
I think I sent it.
No, not Tony Khan. Tony Khan is the owner, pretty much the CEO of AEW. He's not the fan.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Well, you can include him here, but to any AEW fan who thinks Vince retired because of Tony Khan, you're an absolute freaking imbecile, and you just need to go back to school.
Yeah,
seriously.
The company has done nothing compared to what WWE has.
Yeah, Vince is worried about a company that can't even pull a million viewers per week on a regular basis. I shouldn't say I don't know what they got for Blood and Guts. I don't know what they got for Fyter Fest. I don't know what they do for their special Wednesday shows. But they're not pulling a million viewers.
And it has to be those special shows to pull those viewers.
Yes.
Week in and week out, there's not a single thing that beats WWE ratings wise. There's not a single
in the wrestling world, yes.
In the wrestling world, but there's even numbers of the of WWE during football season getting more views than the Monday Night Football game. And so clearly that's something that AEW couldn't even compete with NXT. So they had to move nights.
Actually, NXT changed.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. Okay, no. So I was wrong. They were beating NXT. So they beat NXT, the lowest of the three shows. At the time though was the best show in WWE. So they're able to beat that. But there's nothing that can compete to the WWE global enterprise and fandom that WWE has.
And what's worse for AEW? MJF has already said he wants out of his AEW contract right now because he's not getting paid the money. Chris Jericho has put on Twitter saying he might go back to WWE. And even Chris has defended Vince, which a lot of AEW fans didn't. I shouldn't say a lot of AEW fans, but a lot of people didn't like that he's defending Vince.
I don't.
There's a lot of with Triple H coming back. What happens to Adam Cole and all these other big NXT guys? Is this enough to bring? You can't. I shouldn't say this because AEW's gonna have the same problem. Has had the same problem because they're not booking. Andrade signed with AEW, and what has he done since?
I was excited for his signing too. I was super excited. And the thing that drives me the most insane about AEW fans, and this is the reason why I just can't get into AEW. I tried. I've got pay-per-views. I've watched. When CM Punk returned, I tried super hard. But in hardcore AEW fans, they believe that you cannot like WWE too. You either are a fan of AEW or you're a fan of WWE. There's no in between. Well, I want to be a wrestling fan. I want to like both, but I don't want to get heated or get yelled at by an AEW super fan because I tune into Monday Night Raw or because I watch SmackDown. It's toxic.
What someone pointed out to me is that there was a poster of promoting, might have been Fyter Fest or something like that. Maybe what was that their last pay-per-view? I don't even know. But which isn't good, but I don't know who's worse for me or AEW. I don't know what their last pay-per-view was. But
AEW.
90% of the people that were shown on the the poster were ex WWE guys.
Yeah. And
so
then
tell me, so go and tell me that AEW is pushing all these guys, but they're getting the draw because WWE built them up.
And then it's a big old circle because AEW fans are upset they're not building from inside. But then
MJF, everything he said in his pipe bomb earlier in the year was correct.
Absolutely.
And I'm hoping, praying when WWE goes to TV 14, which has been rumored this Saturday, it's supposed to, at SummerSlam, which we'll get into in a little bit, it's supposed to be 14.
Good. I think it's going to change a lot.
Yeah,
I don't want to overhype it because I think we will be a little disappointed if we overhype it.
Yeah.
But
they're not doing Attitude Era stuff. Let's just get that out.
No. But is it a possibility with Vince being gone? Are we going to see Sasha Banks back in WWE?
That's what a lot of people are speculating, that Sasha will come back, Nomi will come back, and a lot of other people are going to come back too. But I don't see it. Sasha, yes. Sasha, Nomi, yes. But there's other people that they were rumoring.
All right. The only rumor I would like to get into is you're seeing these vignettes of this wrestler on Monday Night Raw. It's believed to be Edge. But also another name that's being pushed around is Bray Wyatt. With it being TV 14, is this something that WWE could bring him back and actually be more successful with his character?
Probably. I mean, they can get away with more stuff on the TV 14 compared to TV PG.
True. I like this. I like that being a return for him and Edge at the same time. Is that going to happen? No, probably not. But it was just a thought that I've been hearing and circulating throughout whatever places I go to find this stuff. I don't even know.
The only thing with Edge, though, if he is going to be coming back, he needs to bring back the Rated R persona.
Well, he's not coming back as Rated R. He's coming back as the crazy guy that wants to kill people.
The Brood?
Yeah. Well, have you not seen the vignettes?
No, the only one that I saw, it wasn't even the one I saw. The only one I've heard that they even posted was the one at Money in the Bank, and that was when I was driving to work.
Oh, there have been new ones every single week on Raw.
Oh, well, I haven't paid attention, I guess.
Well, because Raw saw
last night. I don't remember seeing
it. It definitely simulates the idea that Edge is returning. However, he won't be back for SummerSlam, and that is this Saturday. And I have picks I have to go through. You don't.
Yeah.
I have to go my picks.
You go time here, buddy.
Okay, so I got Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Okay, wild card. Theory wins. That's my wild card. Neither of those two win. Theory wins it. Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. I got to give to Liv here. Ronda Rousey only has so many matches per year. So I don't think that she's going to come back. Appearances. Not come back, but they don't want to move them up too fast. So I have Liv Morgan. I have Bobby Lashley retaining against Theory. We have the Usos versus Street Profits. My question is, are they going to just demolish the Tribal Chief and the head of the table and the Bloodline? Maybe. I see Street Profits winning. Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. Last time we saw Pat McAfee at WrestleMania, I believe he lost, correct? I believe he lost at WrestleMania. Yes, he lost against Theory.
Yes, he did.
So I think he wins this match.
Oh, he lost to Vince. He beat Theory.
Oh, yes, he beat Theory, then lost to Vince. Okay. Then we have Bianca versus Becky Lynch. I don't know about this one. I find it hard for Becky Lynch to be a not main eventer for the women's division. I could see them possibly doing that with Bianca and her character work. I think could do very well is not a champion. I could see them giving the title to Becky Lynch. You have Riddle versus Seth Rollins. I think it's going to be an incredible match. And I'm going to have Seth Rollins, I think, picks up the win. He hasn't won a match in forever. And then Logan Paul versus The Miz. I think The Miz wins it, honestly. And then we have The Miz versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest in a no disqualification match. I have Finn Balor and Damian Priest winning with crazy. This is probably the hottest take of the night. I want you to take me off solo screen. Hottest take of the night. Rey Mysterio turns on Dominic. We see a heel Rey Mysterio for the first time in his career. Does anyone see that coming? No one. So I think, I don't know, I could like it. Imagine what they could do look-wise for Mysterio as a heel. The mask, everything. It could be crazy. I like it. And then you could have a Dominic versus Rey Mysterio feud going on, or maybe even down the line you have Dominic joining Rey Mysterio in the Judgment Day. So that's my prediction for some SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I thought Ray was gonna do something, or Dominic was gonna do something Monday night when I watched. I was surprised to see neither one of them did anything, but that's out there. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen, because who knows, but it's definitely in the park. All right, NHL free agency, Kevin. Is there any news on this front?
It's been crazy. NHL free agency has been crazy. Can I tell you what's been happening? No, because the Sabres haven't done anything. So I really haven't dove into it. I don't know as many NHL players as I do NHL players. There's a lot more foreign players. I don't know how to pronounce their names. And to me, that's a big turnoff. But it's been crazy. It's been one of the more crazy off seasons. I did hear / read an article that now I'm gonna have to pull it up. Because I'm gonna get the names wrong. But the Las Vegas GM was looking to trade for a player whose name is Brady Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk. Looking to trade Matthew Tkachuk. Do you know who he was gonna trade for Matthew Tkachuk? Jack Eichel. Rumor has it that Vegas wants Jack out. That is the rumor. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that awesome?
I don't believe it. There's no way.
Oh my gosh, you know how many things I've seen? Oh my gosh, your joke? No. Right here. Quick Google search. Vegas Jack Eichel.
YouTube.
Here's YouTube.
Let's see, is there anything on YouTube about this? All I see is Jack Eichel highlights, and nothing that says that Vegas wants out. But I mean, it would make sense, because no one likes him anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, how do we forget about this? Speaking of free agents, Julio Jones.
Oh yeah, how did we forget about that?
It just happened. He's going to Tampa Bay, making another super team, and this could be because A, you have to replace Antonio Brown, which we need to talk about after this stream is over. You know what I'm about.
Yeah.
And B, we don't know how. You don't. Yeah, you're laughing because you. But and B, you have to replace Chris Godwin until he comes back. I mean, Julio Jones at a veteran minimum. That's great. I don't know why Green Bay didn't go after Julio Jones. Green Bay needs to get another wide receiver, and Julio would have been. Oh my God, heaviest TDs ever. There's a Buffalo player. What the hell? Don't look up. But you have Green Bay who's still on the wide receiver market. OBJ.
Jay,
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley. Right here. Haha, I got it finally. Golden Knights reportedly on Matthew Tkachuk's list of potential trade destinations. According to okay, but it doesn't say. Okay, but it doesn't say. There is a YouTube video that I clearly can't play, but it's titled Vegas Golden Knights attempted Jack Eichel trade to make.
Welcome back to Clem Hawks. This is Gillis TV here.
I don't want to watch it. I just want to know.
No, it sounds like someone. It sounds like us. It sounds like someone in the it's just upstairs.
No, absolutely. But this doesn't come out of nowhere, though. I mean, there has to be. Right here, Jack Eichel. This is BleacherReport.com. Okay.
So hold on. Could it be? Is it because they don't like him, or is it because they're in cap hell and getting rid of Jack would get rid of a lot of that cap?
I think it's both. The Flames would have appeared to be in the lead for Jack Eichel given the monster trade offer, though Vegas. There is a lot going on.
Yeah. We'll revisit that next week.
Circulates. Yeah, because let's hope Jack Eichel finds himself out of the league by next Tuesday.
Watch Yankees prospects Oswald
But-
Peraza and Ken Wadchuk and AAA Stratton Wilkes-Barre take on Rochester. Free on MLB.tv. You watch Rochester Red Wings, Kevin? You can watch it.
I used to when my aunt lived in Rochester, and now she's a Buffalo Bisons fan, which I kind of find bandwagon.
Gross.
Me. Yeah, it's not. You just don't like it because they're Toronto fans. Because they're Toronto.
Because they're a Toronto affiliate, so I won't root for them, which sucks. Because I'm all like Buffalo.
You're all Buffalo guy.
Yeah.
If you don't care about the Boston Bandits, but that's fine.
Boston Bandits. Boston Bandits, huh?
Whatever. Okay. This is Kevin, and that's Zach. I don't know how to do your outro. You can do it.
Do you have anything to add to yeah?
No, I don't. I understand.
Let's retry it again. Do you have anything to add to the end of the show here, Kevin?
I believe not, sir. I'm gonna go hit it like OBJ. Not OBJ. Antonio.
Yeah. So that will do it. I just lost the golf. Oh, there it is. That will do it for us, folks. We'll be back next week, hopefully. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe get canceled because why not? Who knows at this point? We'll be. But yeah, next week will be August, and pretty soon football season will be here. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, and good night. Maybe not, because I can't end